Okay. Today we're getting back into some reaction videos. We're looking at the best soul food in New York City. It happens to be in Staten Island. So let's see what's the tips and tricks that they use to make this food so good.
Shaw-naé's house is a soul food sanctuary. I am historically the only restaurant.
Oh, what's that sauce they putting on that chicken? Hold on.
Shaw-naé's house is a soul food.
What kind of sauce y'all think that is? Is that a ranch? Might be something sweet, because you see the cinnamon stick right here? They got a cinnamon stick on the actual... Oh, no, I'm interested now. Cinnamon on chicken sounds crazy.
Sanctuary. I am historically the only restaurant on Staten Island to ever receive 2 stars in the New York Times, and then he put on the top 100 best restaurants. Ooh. And it was done with 6 tables.
Is that the oxtail? She did all that with 6 tables?
32 seats. We sell out of food every single weekend. Soul food is a passage. It also is tied to what we are as African Americans. We're preparing these dishes that are not new to us, but we elevate them and make those things really beautiful.
Oh my God. Do you see that? The yams atop? Hold on.
Things really beautiful.
That cornbread.
They
got the
yams are not new to us, but we elevate them and make those things really beautiful.
Oh my Lord. Oh my Lord.
Hello.
What's happening?
I'm Shaw-naé, and you are at Shaw-naé's house right here in
Happy
Stapleton,
to be here.
Staten Island. I need you guys to get in here so we can get it together because it's going to be a very busy night.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
This is my house.
Okay.
It is a very intimate space. I will say we got a living room.
Yeah.
I started this whole project in my real house. So when I got into the business of actually owning a brick and mortar, it was like, don't stress it. Just open up exactly what you had at home. So it is a packed and very busy night tonight. I got a lot going on. All right, let's go get the vibes. Let's get cooking.
Let's get to cooking. 10 a.m. oxtail prep. Oxtail.
So this is my station.
Colors.
It's a very small and tight station, but just like at home, when you're at home and you're in your kitchen
making it happen
with your family, you find your spot and you kind of like get comfortable. I work with my husband, who is so wonderful for doing so much fabulous stuff for me. He preps a lot of what it is that I get done.
So you got
like
the
cutting
mac
my
and
collard
cheese,
greens. He trims the fat on my oxtail.
Okay.
This goes in
the
right now. I started doing oxtail probably about 10 years ago. So what I decided to do was put a
Hold on. Let's just look at this real quick. We ain't gonna breeze past this. God damn. Okay, little parsley atop.
twist on a cultural dish. I've seen people do recipes where they've thrown ice chips into their oxtails to create whatever they consider to be more moisture. I think that if you do it frozen and then you season it properly, it's going to have the moisture.
Okay, frozen oxtail. That's a new technique right there. Everybody ain't up on game on that. So I didn't even know about people doing it with the ice, but making it frozen, keep it moist too. Okay.
Because it has the ice already embedded in the oxtail. And then I put some bouillon in there because that gives it a...
Now that bouillon, when I cook that bouillon, going to everything. That chicken bouillon is going to everything. It's going to elevate the flavors, go insert a little bit of that MSG. Need a little bit of that MSG to wake up the rest of those flavors in there. But frozen with the bouillon, she can cook. She can cook for real.
Nice little seasoning is going to make it even more just, I don't know, what's the word you want? Delectable?
Robust.
Delicious, off the hook, crazy, out of control. Like, that's
she
just
knows
what
she
it
doing.
is. A little bit of brown sugar, and then I have a secret blend, and it'll have hidden spices in there that people keep trying to figure out, and I never give them. Soul Food has adopted oxtail, and they do cook it in the South, but this one is sort of like the twist on the...
Let's look at this shot again.
Caribbean and on the Southern styled oxtail. I also like to put delicious ashwagandha. And so I stick these things in here. Soursop leaves. They do all those good things for you. Just like your mom used to throw mushrooms in your spaghetti. That's what that is for me. Soul food for me is the...
I was just feeling sick. And it was the worst day. Mom was crying. I was sad.
Hey, what's up, Lil D? Are you from the 804? What's happening? 804. 804 in the building, man. Shout out. Hey, do look crazy fire. She doing some crazy shit in here, Lil D. Shout out to the 804. If you don't know, I'm from Richmond myself. What part of the 804 you from? Or is that 804 mean something else? Hopefully it means Virginia.
I believe that when I'm cooking soul food, I become the servant of unconditional love. It's not necessarily all about the food. It's about us making sure that we're serving people love. It's not necessarily I'm cooking soul food, I become the servant of unconditional love.
Damn.
It's not necessarily
That's
all
powerful.
about the food. It's about...
That's powerful. I become the servant of unconditional love when she making food. So that just lets you know the type of love and kindness and care that she's putting into these ingredients when she's cooking. You know what I'm saying? That almost made it. It almost made a real nigga cry, man. I could have shed a tear. It was so beautiful, girl.
The servant of unconditional love. It's not necessarily all about the food. It's about us making... Me is the experience. Okay. I believe that when I'm cooking soul food, I become the servant of unconditional love. It's not necessarily all about the food. It's about us making sure that we're serving people. Right. All food is not the food that's best for us, that makes us feel good or reminds us of things that our families used to do or go through or experience. And I believe that soul food does that.
It does.
This is browning sauce. It's burnt sugar and it allows for the oxtail to have its color. My grandmother was a dietitian for over 40.
See, I never knew that people made their own browning. It's actually browning that you can buy from the store to help brown stuff up, but she said she just burnt sugar to do it. Now, I'm definitely thinking it's going to add a bunch of different flavor because it's burnt sugar than actually using the browning actual seasoning brought from the store. So that's something I want to compare.
40 years, and I know that my grandmother taught me a lot of different recipes when I was growing up. And it wasn't necessarily about the recipes in the food, it was about the technique and making sure that I could feed a lot of people at one time. Because she believed that if somebody walked in the door, they needed to be able to be fed. So this is a little bit of barbecue sauce. So I saw that Caribbeans, right? They were like putting ketchup in there, and I'm like, so not a fan of ketchup. Like, get the ketchup away from me. The barbecue sauce has molasses. It has a little bit of sugar in it. This is a little bit of starch. And that's to thicken it over time, and it doesn't thicken up with that starch. Putting this starch in here while it's cooking and me not having to disturb it made the recipe better. And I'm adding water into here right now because this is going to create the gravy and the broth for the oxtail. Literally, when I put this top on here and I go put this in the oven, you can forget about it. Stop talking to me about oxtail because it's not coming out for 4 hours. This is bye-bye. I told you, don't ask me about this, right? Like, we can't ask about this because when those doors open up, the oxtail orders go crazy. If you come here after 8 o'clock, just order something fried. That's all I can tell you. Oxtails are gone. We go through probably roughly about 30 pounds a day of oxtail. So we want to make
30 pounds a day is crazy.
Sure that we get these oxtails in. I'm going to pretend to be super strong. It's very heavy. For now, 4 hours.
I'm ready to make some oxtail for the first time.
When I tell you it has to be taken out at exactly 4 hours, it has to come out at exactly 4 hours. A minute over and those oxtails are like meat gravy, and you might as well just throw them on French fries.
Ooh, making mac and cheese.
So mac and cheese is definitely a soul food staple.
Oh,
the elbows have already been cooked for 10 minutes.
Number
and then
one.
I start to combine my products in here to make it fabulous. I'm adding in a little bit of milk here. The macaroni and cheese I started doing when I had my kids and had my family and family gatherings. They were
Look at that goddamn mac and you see the cheese. It got a cheese pool and it's resting. You see the cheese. She's like a commercial right now. She is doing a damn thing.
Were asking me to do it, and I would try all these different cheeses. Every time that I tried it, I never liked it when it came out too sharp. I liked it more on the milder side.
Yeah, because like a lot of these chefs online, they started adding like 7 cheeses to it, and they make it like too rich. Like you can't even eat a whole lot of it. Mac and cheese is supposed to be like, it kind of got a hint of sharpness from the sharp cheese, but it's a little more milder, so you can feel like you can eat tons of it. I don't like my mac and cheese like too rich. Too rich mac and cheese is like, it's not really satiating my palate like some mac and cheese that got like a milder cheese effect, but it still can be cheesy. Just don't want like crazy rich cheese.
What I noticed with customers is they do too. People don't want the cheese to punch them in the face.
See, that's what I'm saying. They don't want that crazy rich pungent cheese. You want it like mild, cause you kind of like mix mac and cheese with everything else on your plate.
They want the slight taste of like a cheddar, but they want things to be very
Real
like smooth and easy to take down. You got to do what you like. So I got American, a mix of cheddar, mild cheddar, and I add a little bit of Monterey. I don't really think that macaroni and cheese is so much about the cheese. I think it's one, the way that you take care of it, and it's how you season it. I just think it should be just salt and pepper. So my grandmother was like, if you can't cook with salt and pepper and it don't taste good, get out the kitchen. And I'm like, cool, I got you.
Mine's a little more elaborate than that. I'll link the video to our mac and cheese competition. My mac and cheese is really good. Like, people love my mac and cheese, so I'll link that here.
But we don't use no salt with the cute little girl holding the umbrella trying to trap us.
That's
we
sea
mess
salt.
around with pink salt. And it's pink, it's cute, and I'm a girl. And then we're gonna add the heavier black pepper. I melt the cheese.
See, that ain't regular salt and pepper though that she's adding though. So it might be higher. To be a more natural. Not iodized, a more natural salt flavor in that type of salt than like your iodized salt.
Down just a little bit so that I can put it into the pans and layer it with.
This is when I be licking the spoon,
in the oven so that it bakes.
I need to taste the spoon.
All the cooking, and I managed to do it because I've been doing it for a very long time. My husband, we have learned how to work together and figure these things out. He fills in every single blank and every single gap that I have going on.
So this is a non-roux based mac and cheese. She just mixes in the elbow noodles with the cheese. So some people do a roux. I do a roux sometimes I don't. But this is a non-roux based mac and cheese.
In this kitchen to make sure that things are running as smoothly as possible. Hey, babe.
She gonna ask him to do something. Watch.
Husband.
How much you
Can
got?
you get the pants for me for the macaroni?
I told your ass she was gonna ask him to do something. Anytime they put that little soft force on, that mean they about to ask you to come do some shit for sure.
Jeez. I love putting him on the spot. This is the beauty of marriage. Thanks, babe. You're the best.
That ain't the beauty of marriage. That's the beauty of being a woman.
And we're gonna just layer it. Don't overdo it.
Ooh.
Pretty good. Putting the cheese on top creates like a little blanket for it.
Ooh.
We're gonna slip these in the oven. 20 minutes to cook. You wanna make sure that this melts down and gets nice and crispy and golden. And
brown.
then it's ready to go on your plate.
I like mine a little golden brown,
So it's about
crispy.
noon. It's time to get this fried chicken. Let's go.
Ooh. They want the oxtail, mac and cheese, now fried chicken. I mean, it's a great day right here. This is amazing.
This is such a soul food staple right here. I personally love fried chicken.
Who doesn't?
Probably.
Like, black people get the stigma of eating fried chicken, right? Okay. But who doesn't like fried chicken? I've never ran into one person. I think you're muted. Oh, you can hear me? All right, cool. I never ran into one person that doesn't like fried chicken, no matter the race. I haven't met white, Asian, black, Spanish. I've never ran into a person that didn't like fried chicken. So
my vice. I don't know, because my dad is a fried chicken fanatic. He loves fried chicken, and we only eat the flats. My family is flat brat only.
Oh, flat. I ain't never heard of flatbread, but flats only. I'm definitely a drums. It's drums over here.
Than every single recipe that every single person in my family has ever done or worked on has been something that gets worked on moving all the way up into our 8th generation. And so I believe that I've improved.
I want to know.
My
I think it's gonna be kind of sweet.
Of certain recipes. One of my secret sort of things that I teach people when they don't know how to fry chicken is to do this. This is chicken broth, right? Okay. So I just added a little bit of bouillon. So I have what my husband calls magic. This is just a seasoning blend that I make here. Okay. It's a secret. I'll keep some things for myself. So I like to season my chicken first.
I do that too.
You want to kind of mix it in. And get it all good. I like to make the smaller batches. You want to make sure that you don't crowd it. So now there's another layer of seasoning. What I do is I dip them in here. Or what you can do, if you don't really want to mess with it, and you don't want to be crazy about it, you just pour some in there. So we come over here to my flour. My dredge has seasoning in it. This is all-purpose, AP, regular old grandma flour.
I've never seen that before. So she actually put it into chicken broth, better than bouillon and water, and then put it into the flour. So it's kind of like a dread situation, but it should help lock the flavor in.
I like the flat because it's just like, it looks sexy. It's cute. It's like, you know, it's like just a flat little piece of chicken and just bite the meat off and it's got 2 little bones in there. It's like fabulous. So I want to make sure that I check my cooking oil. So you see it fizzling right there. That means that it's ready to go.
No. So at home, if you're cooking chicken, don't sprinkle flour on it to see if it's ready to fry. A lot of people are scared to fry food. Get you a thermometer and you put it in the grease. And once it hit 350, you can drop the chicken in the grease. This technique is not going to work for everybody. It works for her because she fries a lot of chicken. She owns one of the best restaurants in New York. But for you at home, get you a food thermometer, check that grease, know exactly what that temp is. When that temp is 350, then you can drop your chicken in there.
Oh. And I'm putting just about 10 wings on each side.
Okay.
One of my cooking rules, chicken is very chatty, and it will talk to you when it first goes into the cooking oil. When chicken is done, it just shuts up. The grease.
Not 100%. See, don't. You need to take that same food thermometer that you check the grease with and you pull that chicken out. When you check that chicken, you want that chicken to be 160, 165, just depending on how long you're going to let it rest, blah, blah, blah. But 165 is the internal done temp for chicken.
Grease, the cooking oil, is quiet. By the time that happens, that chicken is so crispy and golden and beautiful. And it was like, you know, when a girl put a dress on and she go like this? She knows she ready?
She look
That's
good.
How that chicken be doing it. It be knowing it's ready. So we do a double fry technique, and we do fry the chicken ahead of time, and then we store it, and then we bring it back out and we fry more.
That's a good technique right there. That's how you get that chicken fresh. You ever went somewhere and the chicken was like soggy or old? Being that they fried it halfway, pre-fried it, waited, set it to the side, then when you come order your chicken, they can drop it in. That way it's nice, fresh, and hot for you.
I'm gonna need to take this macaroni and cheese out because I cannot burn my macaroni and cheese. I gotta get it. So golden.
Look at it, and it's bubbling on the side.
Such a blessing. So that's done. Cover it
and
put it in a steamer so that it stays hot into temperature. You want to make sure you protect your people. Protect your neck like Wu-Tang. Protect your mac and cheese.
Cue music!
Come home for the holidays to Disney Plus.
Santa's coming to town.
It is looking like it's done. All the chicken is floating, and it's very quiet. It's like calm. It's like, I'm ready to go.
Right.
So now we know to take it out. For the people who are a part of the flat tribe, right here.
That's a big-ass piece of chicken.
Flat right there, baby. You ain't messing with that.
That chicken been lifting
So I need
weights.
to fry some more of this chicken because we got to get these batches out, and then we're going to get to this cornbread.
I love me some cornbread. What is that sauce?
This is the part that makes people so happy. The cornbread I'm serving in here is elite. So, like, which one you want? Vanilla, sweet potato, strawberry?
Oh, my God. They got multiple different kinds of cornbread? I got to go to this place. Staten Island.
Blueberry.
Staten Island. They got vanilla, strawberry, sweet potato, blueberry, chocolate chip, Oreo, blueberry, lemon. What?
Chocolate chip, Oreo, banana pudding. You tell me which one you want. And then they're looking at me like all crazy, like, wait, hold on. Did you just name multiple cornbreads?
I've never heard it. I've been eating cornbread my whole life.
Like, yeah. For me, I don't really like mess with a whole lot of stuff. Cornmeal, sugar, flour, baking powder, baking soda, salt. This is the cornbread mix right here. I do a sweet potato cornbread dessert. Now this sweet potato cornbread dessert.
Sweet potato cornbread. Say no more. I need 10 of them. Send them.
Is punch your mom in the face delicious.
Hey, she said that shit so good it's gonna make you punch your mama in the face. It's crazy.
It's like when I tell you, can't nobody beat me doing this. Can't nobody beat me doing this. These are my cooked sweet potatoes right here. But these are already, as some people would say, candied. And then you cannot be scared of how much you put of this in here. What the sauce of the sweet potatoes does is it softens it and makes it.
Oh my God, do you see that? Are you seeing what I'm seeing? When that cornbread mix, you hit them yams, that might be arguably a tougher comparison like yams and mac and cheese, that might be up there.
Very, very moist. So a lot of people may say, oh, I don't like cornbread because it's very gritty. This right here will not do that. When I tell you it's fluffy, literally tastes like cake, it tastes like cake. I do have a sweet tooth. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I didn't decide to make sweet potato cornbread like a dessert because I have a sweet tooth. I made it like a dessert because I don't bake. Because I don't really care about the science.
Sweet potato cornbread. I'm ready to make some of this soon. That's definitely going down.
Of these things. I'm gonna make some strawberry cornbread. It's one of our top sellers. The strawberry used to be my #1 sale. Sweet potato kind of dwarfed it and took over. I love to be spontaneous with everything that I'm doing in the kitchen.
Okay.
Because that means that I am being present and living in the moment, and I'm not letting these things kind of like control me. Following a very, I won't say difficult time, but a pivotal time in my life. When I was in a coma, when I woke up, it said, chase your legacy and not the luxury. Opening up a restaurant was something I discovered I needed to do, but it was...
Bro, life can throw all type of punches at you, more than a boxer, you know what I'm saying? You just got to keep on striving and trying to do the things that you want to do, man, because we don't know how long we got.
Very little money put into us opening up this restaurant. After quitting my job, being a teacher for 10.5 years, walking away from all of that, I came into this food business. We took a huge dip for the first 2.5 years and didn't really see any customers. And then people just started to notice us. And then they...
That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. That's how it happens, bro. That's how, like, usually people be grinding and doing something, no attention for 2 years. Nobody know who she is. She's still showing up every day, still putting her heart and love into it. And then 2 years later, it takes off for her.
It came from all 5 boroughs, and then it spread very quickly like wildflower all over the world. So I'm gonna slip my strawberry cornbread into the oven, and these are gonna go for as long as I let them go. I kind of do like a whole look-see test, and it takes me roughly about 20 minutes to bake these off right. I don't really have to cook much else because, like I said, this is a slow process. So soul food is all about patience. You gotta take the time out to make sure that things are doing what they do and not disturbing it. Real life is break time. I'm like a child, I need a nap. And so, honestly, my husband being here, sweating to the oldies, doing this fried chicken, and I will be on my phone emailing and answering calls, and I will be doing everything else that makes this whole empire great because I am multitasking, so I need a break. I'm a diva, that's just what I need. Break time, change my shoes, say hi to my grandma. This right here is one of the biggest reasons why I'm doing all this. Like, I wish my grandmother would have had the opportunity to see all of what I've done. I have a lot of like memorabilia, family pictures, books, albums.
That's what it's all about.
This holiday, get more gaming and a lot more cheer.
Things that talk about my history in here. Staten Island is not known for soul food. To have a Black-owned business on Staten Island and then be able to amplify Black history, Black culture. I tell people that my ancestors came here in 1799. They purchased property in 1828 as the first African Americans to purchase land here. We are a registered stop on what used to be the Underground Railroad, and we are the oldest community inhabited by its original descendants in the United States. Giving them that tidbit of history.
Absolutely insane. Her people was the first people to come here and one of the first people to own property at the same time and part of the Underground Railroad. That's the blackest of blackest things ever. That's real tradition. Real history right there. That's crazy.
That comes in here, they are stunned, their mouth is on the floor. So I don't get a history check anymore from the Department of Education, and I totally need a break because I am super duper exhausted. I definitely need to take it down a minute. So you guys gotta give me a second. Let me take my hair down.
Regroup. That's what it's all about. Got little ribs.
So right now we're getting ready to have our very brief staff meeting, kind of like keep the staff abreast of what's on the menu for the day.
So today it's a lot of small groups of 2s, groups of 3s, and a group of 4 at night. Let's communicate on 86 and things. because it's a lot of groups
86
coming
and
in
is
at
finishing or killing
different
it.
times, and we want to know when we sit them down, we want to let them know what we don't have.
Stay positive and keep a smile on your face.
Ooh, food montage.
All right, so it's 5 o'clock. The customers are getting ready to knock the door down. I'm very happy that you guys came into my house, but now it's time for you to get the hell out. So, Mikasa.
Oh, that was crazy. I'm stealing some of those techniques to make me some food later on this week. Thank y'all for tuning in. I'll be back with another banger. Yes, I do have my own YouTube